Welcome back to our channel, dedicated viewers. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the latest, most heart-wrenching developments in the world of our favorite daytime drama. The landscape of Los Angeles is shifting dramatically, and we are here to unpack every profound emotional twist. Let us delve right into the unfolding story. The Los Angeles fashion landscape has been completely transformed by the spectacular triumph of the Logan brand, an empire rapidly ascending on the wings of Hope Logan Spencer's brilliant new line. After enduring months of condescension and creative suffocation under Steffy Forrester Finnegan's reign at Forrester Creations, Hope took a massive leap of faith. She secretly defected to Katie and Bill Spencer's burgeoning enterprise, bringing the talented Deke Sharp with her. The gamble paid off in ways no one anticipated. Billboards across the globe now feature Hope's visionary designs, broadcasting her talent to international markets. The staggering financial success and overwhelming public adoration have validated Hope's agonizing decision to leave her mother and the legacy company behind. For the first time, Hope is not just a pawn in a corporate chess game. She is the reigning queen of her own creative destiny, basking in absolute victory. Amidst the champagne toasts and dazzling runway lights, the universe seemingly decided to bless Hope with an even more profound miracle. At the absolute zenith of her career, Hope discovers she is pregnant. The timing feels almost poetic, a beautiful culmination of her personal and professional liberation. When she shares this joyous news with her devoted husband, Liam Spencer, the emotional resonance is palpable. Liam, who stood by Hope through the grueling corporate warfare and the intense pressure of her secret defection, is completely overjoyed. The prospect of expanding their family brings a radiant, undeniable light into their lives, serving as a beacon of pure happiness amidst the cutthroat reality of the fashion industry. They envision a future filled with laughter, a new nursery, and a beautiful child. For a fleeting moment, Hope and Liam exist in a perfect bubble of absolute bliss, untouched by the bitter rivalries raging outside. However, in the dramatic and unpredictable world of Los Angeles, pure joy is often the precursor to unimaginable tragedy. The golden bubble bursts with a sudden, violent finality during what was supposed to be a routine prenatal checkup. As Hope and Liam sit in the sterile, brightly lit doctor's office, expecting to discuss vitamins and ultrasound schedules, the atmosphere undergoes a chilling transformation. The physician enters the room not with a warm smile, but with a grave, somber expression, clutching the results of Hope's recent blood work. The words that follow shatter their reality into a million irreparable pieces. The blood tests have revealed severe, terrifying abnormalities. After further immediate testing, the devastating diagnosis is confirmed. Hope is suffering from acute leukemia. In the span of a single heartbeat, the triumphant fashion mogul is thrust into a terrifying life-or-death battle against a microscopic, relentless enemy. The sheer magnitude of the diagnosis paralyzes both Hope and Liam. Acute leukemia is an aggressive, fast-moving cancer of the blood and bone marrow that requires immediate, intense medical intervention to prevent a rapid decline. The doctor's voice becomes a distant, echoing drone as Hope tries to process the horrific reality that her own cells are turning against her. The vibrant, energetic woman who just days ago was commanding boardrooms is now a patient facing a grueling, agonizing fight for survival. The psychological whiplash from the pinnacle of success to the abyss of a terminal threat is staggering. Hope's mind races, desperately trying to reconcile the life growing inside her with the disease that is threatening to extinguish her own. The cruel irony of the situation is not lost on her. Just as she achieved everything she ever wanted, the universe has presented a hurdle that no amount of corporate strategy can overcome. The most agonizing, soul-crushing aspect of this tragic development is the immediate medical protocol required to save Hope's life. The oncologists are unequivocal in their assessment. Hope must begin a highly aggressive regimen of chemotherapy immediately. There is no time to wait, no alternative holistic path, and no room for hesitation. However, these life-saving chemical treatments are incredibly toxic and absolutely incompatible with a developing fetus. The doctors present Hope and Liam with an impossible, devastating ultimatum. In order to undergo the chemotherapy required to cure her acute leukemia, Hope must make the heartbreaking decision to terminate her pregnancy. It is a choice that defies the very essence of human nature, a mother being forced to sacrifice her unborn child to ensure her own survival. The weight of this decision descends upon Hope like a suffocating blanket, plunging her into a state of profound, inescapable despair. Deep within the confines of her hospital room, Hope wrestles with an internal agony that transcends any pain she has ever known. Her maternal instincts scream at her to protect the life growing inside her, to find some miraculous, impossible way to carry the baby to term while fighting the cancer. Yet, the stark, unforgiving reality of science dictates that such a path would result in the loss of both lives. Hope is trapped in a psychological hell, forced to grieve a child she will never hold, while simultaneously steeling herself for the physical torture of chemotherapy. The vibrant, optimistic woman who always believed in the power of hope is now confronted with a darkness so profound it threatens to consume her entirely. She weeps in Liam's arms, her body trembling with the weight of a sacrifice that no woman should ever have to make. The emotional toll is catastrophic, leaving her feeling hollowed out and utterly broken before treatments even begin. Watching the woman he loves endure this unimaginable torment completely shatters Liam Spencer. Liam has always viewed himself as Hope's protector, the steadfast anchor who could shield her from the manipulations of the Forrester family and the stresses of the corporate world. But against acute leukemia, Liam is entirely powerless. He is forced to stand by and watch as the joyful future they had just envisioned is violently ripped away. The loss of their unborn child is a devastating blow that strikes at the very core of his heart. But the terrifying prospect of losing Hope herself pushes him to the brink of a complete psychological collapse. Liam spends his nights pacing the hospital corridors, haunted by the cruel unfairness of their situation. His tears are a testament to a profound, helpless grief as he struggles to remain strong for his wife while his own world crumbles into ash around him. The confident Spencer heir is reduced to a man begging for a miracle. When the catastrophic news reaches the formidable patriarch of the Spencer family, the reaction is a terrifying blend of grief and absolute, unyielding determination. Bill Spencer, a man who has spent his entire life orchestrating hostile takeovers and crushing corporate rivals, is suddenly confronted with an enemy that cannot be bought or intimidated. However, Bill refuses to accept defeat. The ruthless billionaire channels every ounce of his immense power, wealth, and influence into a singular, unwavering mission: saving his daughter-in-law. Bill vows to Liam and Hope that he will move heaven and earth to ensure her survival. He immediately begins mobilizing his vast network, contacting the foremost oncologists on the planet, securing access to experimental treatments, and transforming his infinite resources into a shield around Hope. For Bill, this is no longer just a family crisis. It is a war, and he intends to fight it with relentless, predatory ferocity. The shockwave of Hope's diagnosis reverberates far beyond the walls of the hospital, crashing into the very heart of Forrester Creations. For months, the Los Angeles fashion industry has been defined by the bitter, escalating corporate war between the established Forrester dynasty and the rising Logan brand. Sabotage, secret defections, stolen designs, and vicious boardroom power struggles have consumed the lives of everyone involved. But the moment the news of Hope's acute leukemia breaks, the entire corporate battlefield freezes. The multi-million-dollar lawsuits, the fierce competition over the diamond, and the petty squabbles over co-CEO titles instantly evaporate into absolute insignificance. The stark, terrifying reality of life and death casts a sobering light on the vanity of their industry, forcing bitter rivals to drop their weapons and confront the fragile nature of human existence. The war for fashion dominance is immediately suspended. Nowhere is this profound shift more evident than in the reaction of Brooke Logan Forrester. Brooke has spent the last several weeks operating under a massive, arrogant delusion, fiercely battling her own sister, Katie, and manipulating her husband, Ridge, in a desperate bid to secure corporate dominance. But when Brooke learns that her beloved daughter is fighting for her life and has been forced to terminate her pregnancy, Brooke's entire world stops spinning. The fierce, ambitious matriarch collapses under the weight of an unbearable, suffocating sorrow. The realization that she was squabbling over office chairs and fashion lines while her daughter's body was secretly turning against her fills Brooke with a paralyzing, agonizing guilt. She rushes to Hope's side, the corporate warrior replaced entirely by a terrified, desperate mother who would gladly trade her own life to spare her child this horrific ordeal. All past betrayals and arguments are instantly forgotten. Ridge Forrester is struck by the profound meaninglessness of their recent conflicts. The news of Hope's illness hits him like a physical blow. Despite Hope's secret defection to the Logan brand, Ridge has always cared deeply for her. Watching Brooke shatter into a million pieces, Ridge realizes how incredibly trivial their business feuds truly are. The fashion empire feels hollow in the face of this tragic reality. Ridge immediately suspends all hostile actions against the Logan brand, offering his unwavering support to Brooke, Liam, and Bill. The battle lines are erased by a shared prayer for Hope's recovery. Even Steffy Forrester Finnegan, who had been fiercely mocking the Logan brand's potential, is brought to a standstill by the tragic news. Steffy and Hope share a complicated history fraught with intense rivalry. Yet, beneath the hostility, there exists an undeniable bond forged by years of shared history. Upon hearing of the leukemia diagnosis and the heartbreaking loss of Hope's child, Steffy's predatory business instincts are silenced. The petty arguments fade into the background. Steffy is reminded of her own vulnerabilities as a mother, and a wave of genuine empathy washes over her. The corporate war is indefinitely stalled. As Los Angeles holds its collective breath, the glitz of the runway is replaced by the harsh lights of the oncology ward. Hope Logan Spencer must now summon unprecedented courage. Surrounded by the fiercely protective love of Liam, the limitless resources of Bill Spencer, and the united front of the Logan and Forrester families, Hope prepares to face the grueling battle ahead. The tragic loss of her unborn child leaves a permanent scar, but fuels a fiery determination to survive. In the face of this catastrophic illness, the characters are reminded of what truly matters, proving that the human spirit's